In 1975, the requirement for service entrance height, when the wiring is not accessible to traffic, was a minimum of 18 inches or 457 mm. This measurement refers to the clearance from the ground to the lowest service entrance conductor. This clearance is essential for ensuring the safety and reliability of electrical installations. Several factors influence the specific height requirements for service entrances, including local codes, the type of wiring used, and potential hazards in the area. It is important to consult the specific electrical codes and regulations applicable to your jurisdiction to ensure compliance. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides guidelines for electrical installations, but local codes may have additional or more stringent requirements. Service entrances are typically located on the exterior of buildings and provide the connection point between the utility's electrical distribution system and the building's electrical system. The service entrance conductors carry electrical power from the utility's transformer to the building's main disconnect. The height requirement for service entrances is intended to prevent accidental contact with the conductors, which could result in electric shock or other injuries. Firstly, it protects the wiring from physical damage caused by vehicles, equipment, or pedestrians. Secondly, adequate clearance also allows for proper maintenance and repairs to the service entrance equipment. Thirdly, the 18-inch or 457 mm minimum height requirement applies specifically to situations where the wiring is not accessible to traffic. If the wiring is accessible to traffic, such as in a driveway or parking area, a higher clearance is required to prevent damage from vehicles. The NEC specifies different clearance requirements for service entrance conductors depending on the voltage, location, and accessibility of the wiring. For example, service entrance conductors that pass over roadways or driveways typically require a minimum clearance of 18 feet or 5.49 meters. Service entrance conductors that pass over residential property typically require a minimum clearance of 12 feet or 3.66 meters. When installing a service entrance, it is important to carefully consider the location, height, and type of wiring used to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. It is also important to use qualified electricians to perform the installation. They will be familiar with the local codes and have the necessary skills and experience to install the service entrance safely and correctly. The materials used for service entrance conductors and equipment must be suitable for the environment in which they are installed. For example, service entrance conductors that are exposed to the weather must be insulated with a weather-resistant material. The service entrance equipment must also be protected from corrosion and other environmental factors. Proper grounding of the service entrance is essential for electrical safety. The grounding system provides a path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to protect people from electric shock and prevent damage to equipment. The NEC specifies the requirements for grounding service entrances, including the size and type of grounding conductors and the location of the grounding electrode. Regular inspection and maintenance of service entrance equipment is essential for ensuring its continued safe and reliable operation. Inspections should be performed by a qualified electrician who can identify any potential problems and recommend corrective actions. Maintenance may include tightening connections, replacing damaged or worn parts, and cleaning the equipment. When working on your service entrance equipment, it is important to take all necessary safety precautions. This includes wearing appropriate personal protective equipment, such as rubber gloves and safety glasses. It is also important to energize the equipment before performing any work on it. Service entrance requirements have evolved over time. Modern codes often include more detailed requirements for service entrance height, conductor sizing, and grounding. The evolution of these codes reflects a greater understanding of electrical safety and the need to protect people and property from electrical hazards. It is essential to stay up to date on the latest electrical codes and regulations to ensure that your electrical installations are safe and compliant. The 18-inch or 457 mm minimum height requirement for service entrances in 1975 serves as a baseline for understanding historical electrical safety practices. While current codes may have more stringent requirements, Knowing the historical context provides valuable insight into the evolution of electrical safety standards. Always consult the current applicable electrical codes and regulations for specific requirements in your area. Different jurisdictions may have adopted different versions of the NEC or have local amendments that modify the requirement. Consulting with a qualified electrician or electrical inspector is the best way to ensure compliance with all applicable codes and regulations. By understanding the service entrance height requirements and other electrical safety standards, you can help to protect yourself, your family, and your property from electrical hazards.